The story of the Jews is one of the most astonishing and improbable tales ever told. The survival of the Jews from ancient times until today defies all historical precedent. When our nation was young, we were a small kingdom with vastly different values and beliefs than our surrounding neighbors. In a world that believed in a wild and corrupt pantheon of God, each nation clinging to their patron deity, the Jews were the first to introduce the concept of the one supreme God of all creation. This idea was so revolutionary. God was not a corporal, vindictive tyrant. Instead, he is the benevolent, omnipresent source of all reality who had created this world to bestow goodness onto humanity. With this truth, the Jews brought a moral code of law that is without parallel in any other civilization in history. We were different and outcast to the rest of the world, yet we still clung to our faith. Then, with the destruction of the temple, we were sent into exile. Every other nation in history that has lost their homeland has eventually disappeared, their remnant only visible inside the forgotten books of history. But the Jews persevered despite the exile. We survived the Babylonian exile, where the king Nebuchadnezzar tried to force us to bow to his idols. We survived the genocidal attempts of the Amalekites to wipe us from the face of the earth during the Persian exile. We survived when, 2,000 years ago, the Romans carted all our men off to be sold as slaves or killed for sport in the gladiator ring. Not only did we survive, we flourished. After the Romans razed the Second Temple to the ground, the Jews spread across the world, establishing communities in Europe, China, and the Arabian Peninsula. We flourished wherever we landed, yet we never assimilated. We remained distinct, and despite intense persecution, never compromised our divine mandate. Our unique role angered those around us, and the Jews had to endure punishing crusades, inquisitions, and discrimination by Christians and Muslims alike. Throughout history, Jews have been barred from most businesses, forbidden from owning land, and subject to oppressive taxation. In Europe, this simmering cauldron of anti-Semitism eventually bubbled over into the darkest period of human history, the Holocaust. From 1939 to 1945, Jews across Europe were hunted, tortured, and killed by the millions, all while the world watched silently. Families tried to flee, but the world closed its borders, condemning millions of Jews to die at the hands of the Nazis. But against all the odds, the Jewish nation survived. We rebuilt our homeland and established strong communities around the world. Whether it's a Yemenite Jew who survived 40 generations of mistreatment by his neighbors, or a Polish Jew whose ancestors died rather than kissing the cross, we survived. There is no natural explanation for the survival of the Jews. It is a singular event in history and defies all attempts at naturalistic explanations. There is only one reasonable explanation. God promised Abraham that he would establish an eternal covenant with his descendants. All the events in Jewish history are foretold in the Bible and the prophets, from our exile to our eventual return to our homeland and the ultimate redemption. Our very survival is the most enduring testament to the unique nature of the Jewish people.